Have you ever wondered why Julius Caesar, one of the most powerful leaders of the ancient world, was brutally murdered by his own senators? The enigma of Julius Caesar's death is as fascinating as it is perplexing. Born into an aristocratic family, Caesar quickly rose through the ranks of Roman politics. His charisma, military prowess, and shrewd political maneuvers propelled him to the pinnacle of power. As a military general, he expanded Rome's territories, earning both adoration and envy. As a dictator, he initiated reforms that benefited the common people but ruffled the feathers of the elite. The political climate was a simmering pot of ambition, resentment, and fear. The senators, feeling threatened and marginalized, conspired in the shadows, yet the exact reasons behind their drastic move remain shrouded in mystery. To fully understand the reasons behind this infamous act, we must first delve into the events leading up to that fateful day. Julius Caesar was not born into power, but his ambition and intelligence quickly propelled him to the top. Born into a patrician family, Caesar was by no means a stranger to the political intrigues of Rome. However, his family was far from the political powerhouse. Yet this did not deter young Caesar. His astute mind recognized the potential in alliances and so began his journey to the top. Caesar's early life was fraught with danger and uncertainty. His family was on the wrong side of Sulla's dictatorship, forcing him to lay low and even serve as a military tribune in Asia. But every challenge was an opportunity for Caesar, and he used these experiences to hone his leadership skills and strategic acumen. Now let's talk about his military exploits. Caesar's military prowess. It was legendary. From his conquests in Gaul to his famous crossing of the Rubicon, Caesar demonstrated exceptional military strategy and bravery. His victories not only expanded Rome's territories but also won him immense popularity among the Roman people. He was their hero, a conqueror, a man of the people. And then there was his climb to power. Caesar's political career was as ambitious as his military one. He formed the first triumvirate with Pompey and Crassus, essentially bypassing the traditional political structures of Rome. He instituted reforms that improved the lives of Rome's lower classes, further endearing him to the masses. He was elected consul, and later, in a move that shocked the Roman world, he declared himself dictator in perpetuity. But Caesar was a controversial figure. His reforms, while popular among the masses, were seen as a threat by the Roman elite. His increasing power and disregard for tradition alarmed many in the Senate. His popularity was a double-edged sword, making him beloved by the people but feared by the powerful. However, Caesar's rise to power was not without its enemies. And as we will see in the next scene, these enemies would play a crucial role in Caesar's eventual downfall. Stay tuned. As Caesar's power grew, so did the Senate's discontent. Let's delve into the depths of this tension that brewed in the heart of Rome, a conflict that would eventually culminate in one of the most infamous betrayals in history. Julius Caesar, a charismatic leader, had quickly risen to power, his influence growing with every passing day. His popularity among the people of Rome was undeniable, and his military successes had only added to his prestige. But as he basked in his glory, a storm was brewing in the Senate. The Senate, a political institution that had been the backbone of the Roman Republic, found itself increasingly sidelined. Caesar's autocratic rule was a stark departure from the traditions of shared power and decision-making. The senators, who were accustomed to having a say in the governance of Rome, found their influence waning under Caesar's rule. This shift in power dynamics was a bitter pill to swallow. Moreover, Caesar's bold reforms, which often bypassed the Senate, were not well received by the senators. His enactment of land reforms, his reorganization of local governments, and his granting of citizenship to foreigners, while popular among the masses, were seen by the Senate as a direct threat to their power and influence. To make matters worse, Caesar had declared himself Dictator Perpetuo, dictator in perpetuity. This was a title unheard of in Roman history and was a blatant disregard for the Republic's principles. Caesar was effectively making himself a king, a concept that was abhorrent to the senators who valued their republic. This growing tension between Caesar and the Senate was not a mere power struggle. It was a battle of ideologies, a clash between the old and the new, and a conflict between the aspirations of one man and the traditions of an institution. The Senate's discontent was not just about losing power. It was about losing the republic they held dear. It was this deep-seated fear and resentment that would ultimately lead to Caesar's demise. The murder of Julius Caesar was not just an act of betrayal, it was a desperate attempt to save the republic and restore the Senate's power. But as we'll see in the next scene, things did not go as planned. The Ides of March, a date that would forever be remembered as the day Julius Caesar fell. This was the 15th of March, an ordinary day in the Roman calendar that was about to become anything but ordinary. The day began with omens and warnings. Spurina, a soothsayer, had cautioned Caesar of a great peril awaiting him before the Ides of March. But Caesar, a man of great courage and pride, paid no heed to these prophecies. He walked into the Senate, oblivious of the looming betrayal. The senators, the very men who had once respected and admired him, were now his executioners. One by one, they drew their daggers, their faces masked with a grim determination. And so, in a flurry of steel and treachery, the mighty Julius Caesar fell. In a brutal act of treachery, Julius Caesar was assassinated by those he trusted the most. This marked the end of an era and the beginning of a story that would echo through the annals of history. The assassination of Julius Caesar marked a turning point in Roman history, thrusting the empire into a tumultuous era of political upheaval and power struggles. As Antony, Octavian, and the Second Triumvirate took center stage, their actions would reverberate across the annals of history, reshaping the destiny of Rome. But what followed next was a saga of ambition, betrayal, and the quest for absolute power. In our next episode, we delve deeper into the intrigues of the Second Triumvirate, unraveling the events that would ultimately pave the way for the rise of one of Rome's most influential leaders. Join us in our exploration of the Second Triumvirate's turbulent journey and witness the seismic shifts that shaped the Roman Empire forever. Don't miss the next chapter in this gripping saga of ancient Rome's transformation.